This is going to be an exciting and informative video about how I took my vision of my covered deck built by a craftsman by the name of Louis Shelton in October, and how I took it to fruition to make it a wonderful place for myself and expanding my tiny home to the outdoors and being able to entertain guests and friends coming up next. Before I go over all the details of my covered deck and why it has been the most important decision that I have made here at the Grove as part of the Incredible Tiny Homes community, and as the sign says, I welcome you to come into my house. Come and join me. Behind the door, you see a step ladder. Step ladder will get me onto the storage area, and then then I get storage. I would like to find a home for that, and actually built a pantry there. I went with a smaller refrigerator, which allows me to put a microwave above that and use it all. This is where the refrigerator would go. There's the hot water heater. Keep in mind, I've got an 8x20 Incredible Box by Incredible Tiny Homes. There's your additional storage, hiking and shoes and so forth. As we go past the kitchen and into the bath, you're going to have a 36-inch shower. You got an air conditioning wall unit, and then a simple toilet. As we step out, then we're going to get into the kitchen. The kitchen, keep in mind that sink, that's where I brush my teeth, clean, prepare, and shave all in one area. Got a lot of spices and so forth. Wonderful cabinetry done by Incredible Tiny Homes. A single stove induction cooktop. Additional area for clothes and some personal items, a shredder for business. Speaking in mind, my office, there's my office space taking an entire wall. I work full-time, happy to do so. There's a picture. These are not my pictures. These are pictures of the same artist of the Smokies. Then you get into my sleeping area. It's a single bed with two more pictures of the same photographer. And then you've got the ladder leading yourself up into the loft. This is allowing one more person to sleep up there on the same twin bed, or single bed, I should say. And then you've got a awning window. As we step back to the other wall, that's where I have my personal computer where I can watch YouTube and obviously get emails. And then if I want, I can eat there. Folks, it's an 8x20. As you can see, there's not much room to entertain. So as you have seen with your own two eyes, I'm very limited in my living area as you are currently viewing it now. So I needed to take my living area from the inside and expand it to the outside. And the only way that I could do that here at the Incredible Tiny Homes tiny home community was building a covered deck. So therefore I needed to find a local builder. I had the privilege and pleasure of meeting a gentleman by the name of Louis Shelton. And I knew after 3 visits that he was the right builder for me. He's certainly not the least expensive builder and probably not the most expensive, but I think his craftsmanship that we're going to show you next, well, it speaks for itself. I do need to say quickly that he has expanded to another business venture. I'm happy for him. It's exciting, so he's very limited. So let's see his craftsmanship coming up next. As you view this presentation of my covered deck, I live in the Grove, which is one of 5 tiny home communities of the Incredible Tiny Homes located in Newport, Tennessee. In addition, it is my understanding that there could be a future community near Spencer, Tennessee. I mention this as most, if not all, home sites should lend itself to a covered deck. There is a lot of details that I don't have the time here to explain in this video. However, I will provide a link under the show notes about Louis and his family. I do highly recommend his craftsmanship and his services. My covered deck is unique in the Grove due to installing a vinyl ceiling, a ceiling fan, a light in the ceiling, and 3 electrical outlets. I envision 3 things that I wanted to do, or functions. One was I wanted to play cards. 2, I wanted to have people over for dinner. And to do that, I needed a gas grill. And third, which hasn't come to fruition, a possible Bible study group, entertaining that. Now, with regards to cards and the eating, all of those would need a circular table, and I end up investing into a 48-inch circular table. 60 diameter would have been too much. Had to buy chairs for the table. Would have liked to have only bought 6. However, the company I bought them for, you had to buy 4 in a package, so I bought 2 packages of 4, or 8 total. Now I have enough chairs for a future Bible study if we take that to fruition. The gas grill, I ended up purchasing a Monument grill. It was a Mesa grill. I think the series or model number is the 415BZ, which means it's got a high intensity for grilling steaks and so forth. So all of those were investments that I made. Regarding cards, I have already entertained a small group of men's poker group in Tallahassee, Florida, where I have a second home. We only play for $10 buy-in, so it's not a major investment. We have it so that one poker player cooks the main meal, and then we have snacks that everybody enjoys. We do that here. We've already entertained a small group here. We don't do the main meal, but we primarily just do snacks. And then as far as cards, I also entertaining here up in Tennessee, a co-ed group where we're going to be playing Crazy Eights or Uno or Gin Rummy, and we've already done that. That's worked out very well on a different night, obviously. And haven't had anybody over for dinner yet. Still working on that, and we'll be doing that accordingly. As I sit out at my covered deck, one of the first purchases that I made were a couple wicker chairs and a table. So if I wanted to sit out here and have a cup of coffee, even though I don't drink coffee or another beverage, with a family member or friend, I could do so. Now I'm squinting a little bit because the eastern sun is on my right, and as it rotates, obviously the western side would be over there. And if I'm going to be cooking and entertaining guests in the afternoons and evenings, we could get some sun. So I decided to make a major investment in getting some solar sunshades, I should say, by Coolaroo. That's with a C. And you can buy those at Lowe's, and I think you can get them at Home Depot as well. I purchased mine from Lowe's here in Newport. I ended up buying 4 shades. 3 of those were standard sizes. Good news, because the standard sizes are much more affordable than a custom. Unfortunately, the 4th side that I needed to be custom. So to order it and get it custom made and shipped from California cost me $390, which was about the same price as the other 3. Now the other thing also, when I got the grill and placed it here on my covered deck, because of the circular table and the chairs and entertaining, it was a little tighter than I wanted. So another decision was I moved the grill from underneath the covered deck and to the outside, and that process is coming up next. So as I moved the grill outdoors, I decided to build a outdoor patio to put the grill on, and also to accommodate a storage shed, another purchased. Now the storage shed worked out very convenient because I was having issues storing 8 chairs, a large table, and other items for entertaining, and I didn't want to keep them under the covered deck all the time, or put them underneath the covered deck boards where there's no rain protection. So I had the shed, and obviously that is my grill. I'm going to have a separate video on the outdoor patio and how we built it because of time constraints on this video. Now, I'm facing west, and it's an overcast day, but facing west and cooking presented another issue that I needed to resolve. Moving my outdoor grill to my new outdoor patio and off of my covered deck was a great idea and a great suggestion. It gives me more room on the covered deck, but the problem is, as my brother Jim in Utah told me, well, you're going to be in the sun. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. first part of June. It's already 85 degrees. As you can see, I'm right in the sun. That sun is going to be on me even up until 7 o'clock in the evening. So whenever I'm cooking, I'm going to be in the sun. So that's why I made an investment to get a umbrella made by Purple Leaf to give me some shade and protection so that I'm not going to be in the sun, not to mention what's happening to my thinning hair up here. And I think it was a wise investment. Regarding my Purple Leaf umbrella, I haven't been able to install it yet because we have not had 3 or 4 days in a row of dry and sunny weather. Yes, I thought it rained a lot in Tallahassee, Florida, but this spring we've had a record amount of rain in eastern Tennessee. That being said, I purchased a cantilever model. It's an 8x8 square, navy blue color. It allows me to adjust it, I think, in 5 different heights, and it allows me to tilt it to one side. However, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to get it on this video. My third function or reason to have a covered deck built and make this investment was to have friends and family members over for dinner, which we would cook on the outdoor grill. As you remember, if you saw the video early part, there's not a lot of room in my kitchen for plates, glassware, and silverware, and all the other stuff that's needed to entertain. So I invested into this cabinet. This is teak wood cabinet. I bought it from Wayfair, and this will allow me to have something on the outside to easily entertain on my circular table and chairs and entertain people accordingly. So what this will do is this will allow me to have 5 plates, main plates, 5 salad bowl plates, glassware, coffee cups. Speaking of coffee cups, I'm planning on actually putting in a small coffee maker in here as well. And I'll move the wine glasses and the cocktail glasses to another location. Silverware, placemats in this upper section. And the lower section, I'm going to have just primary stuff that I would need for the grill, like a cutting board, mixing bowls, extra bowls, pots and pans, a salad bowl. So this is my final touch for my covered deck, which has been a major investment here in the tiny homes community. If you happen to get invited to have dinner on my new covered deck, there's a weather mat. You've got a serving table, a circular table where I have 3 settings for 3 people now. I have up to 5, but however, probably 4 is probably going to fit just nicely. The wicker chairs and tables are about 1 foot to 18 inches far away from the wall, which would normally be at the wall, and they're away from the wall because that's where I'm housing my Purple Leaf umbrella until I can get it installed. Alrighty then, as Jim Carrey would say, you have seen almost every inch of my tiny home here up in Newport, Tennessee, from the inside to the outside. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it if you've watched this long video. Please hit the like button. Also make a favorable comment regarding what I have done or any suggestions accordingly. I'm ready to entertain, and now I have the outdoor covered deck to do so, and I think it was a wise investment, and you need to decide if a covered deck is a good move for you as well. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.